Bienvenidos a Carolina Ahora, Noticias en Spanglish. Soy Aaliyah Mitchell.
And I'm Zoe Sinclair.
The NC Senate has officially passed the Border Protection Act, officially known as SB 153. It would require state agencies to cooperate with ICE. Supporters say it enhances immigration enforcement, while opponents warn it could lead to racial profiling. The bill now moves to the House for a vote. We'll continue to follow its progress and bring you the latest updates.
In other parts of the country, protests on new immigration policies are taking place. Let's take a closer look. From Texas to D.C. to New York, protesters have made headlines for marching against Trump's push for mass deportation of undocumented immigrants. On day one, President Trump signed executive actions that allowed ICE to go into places that have been off limits in the past, like schools and churches. As for North Carolina, we've seen reports of protests in Greensboro, Asheville, and Charlotte.
Continuando en política, el presidente Trump ha impuesto nuevos aranceles a Canadá y México, incluyendo un impuesto del 25% en importaciones y 10% para la energía canadiense. Economistas dicen que esta política puede afectar alrededor de 900 billones en comercio entre estos países. Los aranceles entraron en efecto este martes.
So what does this mean for the average American? Experts say consumers can expect costs to rise on essential items such as cars, gas, food, clothing, and home goods. Experts also say lumber tariffs could drive up housing costs.
La Casa Blanca afirma que los aranceles son una poderosa y comprobada fuente de influencia para proteger el interés nacional. De acuerdo con la administración, estos impulsarán a Canadá y México a fortalecer la frontera y tomar medidas en contra del tráfico de fentanilo, que contribuyó a más de 72,000 muertes por sobredosis el año pasado en Estados Unidos. Este domingo, el secretario de Comercio de la Casa Blanca elogió a México y Canadá por intensificar su control fronterizo, pero enfatizó que se necesita más acciones para frenar el flujo de fentanilo.
Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum says her government is prepared for any outcome, warning that Mexico will respond with its own measures.
Con tantos cambios en política, es importante resaltar los recursos disponibles para miembros de nuestra comunidad. Hoy, jueves 6 de marzo, se llevará a cabo la tercera y última edición de Student Speak, un espacio seguro para poder hacer preguntas y discutir los últimos cambios migratorios y su impacto. El evento contará con un panel de expertos invitados y líderes estudiantiles, quienes brindarán información clave y responderán a sus preocupaciones. El evento tomará lugar entre las 4 y 5 p.m. en Freedom Hall, ubicado en Carroll Hall. Para más información, pueden ir al usuario que ven en pantalla.
Speaking of events, Alfonso is here to give us the highlights from Sunday night's Oscars. Tell us what we missed.
Thank you, Zoe. And speaking of Zoe's, Zoe Saldana just became the first American of Dominican descent to win an Oscar for her role in Emilia Perez. For this week's Cosas Nuestras, I spoke with Brian Soto Hernandez on his thoughts on her win.
So last night, Zoe Saldana won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for Emilia Perez. I do congratulate her, and I'm really proud, and I'm grateful to see the representation within the Hispanic and Latinx community with these big awards. It being the Academy Award is such a huge accomplishment. And she did mention during her speech that this is the first time that someone from Dominican origin won this Oscar award. So that's also another huge accomplishment that I think we should acknowledge. But I do think that that was long overdue. I do believe that Zoe Saldana should have won an award for Avatar and all the previous films that she has been a part of in the past. Because in my opinion, I believe the award should have gone to Ariana Grande. It was her first big acting role. And then she did an incredible job in Wicked. She prepared so much. It was like a once-in-a-lifetime experience for her. She's been dreaming about this since she was little, and put in so much work, even like trained her vocal cords so that she sounds more operatic. So I believe that it was well-deserving for Ariana Grande as well. And just given the context with Emilia Perez, a lot of people saying that it's appropriating Mexican culture, and that one of the actresses within this movie also is a bit controversial on Twitter. I do believe that the award maybe should have been given to Wicked, Ariana Grande specifically, for Best Supporting Actress.
Interesting. I wonder how everyone else feels about this win. So what do you guys think?
Well, Alfonso, I know that there's been a lot of talk about Emilia Perez and also Wicked and the Oscars. I'm just going to think it's best to leave it up to the viewers to decide their opinions.
Yeah.
And hey, if you want to send us a message on Instagram, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah. Y bueno, de entretenimiento nos vamos a deporte. Emma, cuéntanos, ¿qué nos tienes?
Thank you. The Heels faced Coastal Carolina Tuesday, trying to maintain their undefeated record. In the bottom of the 8th, with the game tied at 3, a double from Jackson Vanderbeek brings in the go-ahead run. Coastal ties it in the 9th, and the game goes to extra innings. In the top of the 11th, Tyson Bass rockets a throw home to Luke Stevenson with the tag, keeping Coastal off the board. Bottom of the 11th, Gallagher's sac fly sends Vanderbeek home. Heels win 5-4. The second-ranked women's lacrosse team aimed to keep up their unbeaten streak going against Temple at Dorrance Field. The Heels quickly got on the board with the Humphrey sisters going to work. Freshman attacker Chloe Humphrey was relentless at the goal, scoring a career high of 6 goals. Graduate attacker Ashley Humphrey followed suit, securing 3 goals to help widen the lead at the half, 8-3. After the break, the Heels came out in full throttle, attacking defenders and lighting up the field with 11 players on the board. The Heels went on a 12-0 run to close out this win, finishing 19-3. Needing every win they can get to keep their tournament hopes alive, men's basketball faced against Virginia Tech on the road. Carolina's offense was on absolute fire, with Van Allen Lubin having 10 points and 11 rebounds. Seth Trimble scored 17 points, RJ Davis 15, and Drake Powell 13. The Heels couldn't miss from the three-point line, shooting at 59% from behind the arc, with Ian Jackson making 5 of his 8 attempts. UNC took yet another dub, 91-59, improving the win streak to 6 in a row. Next up, the Duke Blue Devils. Back to you.
I cannot wait for Saturday's game. Aaliyah, did you buy tickets?
I know, right? Well, I didn't enter the lottery, so I didn't get a ticket, but I'm super excited to see the result. And on to sports. Let's check out what Kaya has this week on Athlete Spotlight. Kaya, dinos lo que traes.
Another Vasquez Montaño sibling dominates on the diving board at UNC. Rodolfo Vasquez Montaño is a sophomore on the UNC men's diving team and proud to represent his hometown of La Paz, Mexico, exclaiming that not many people think it's possible to be an international student playing a sport and receiving an education in another language. Vasquez Montaño is successful inside and outside of the pool, holding the number 6 all-time record in 3-meter springboard and number 7 all-time record in IM springboard. Similar to his sister, he is proud of his Latin heritage and says that it was not always easy to adapt, but having a community of other Spanish-speaking athletes made it easier. When asked about the experience being an international athlete, Vasquez Montaño said that it has not always been easy, but always worth it.
Pues les diría que obviamente no es algo fácil, no es de la noche a la mañana, pero de verdad que si tienen la oportunidad yo les aconsejaría que la tomaran. Puede cambiar tu vida y sobre todo que aunque no tengan muy en claro si quieren venir o no, que empiecen a estudiar inglés porque al final de cuentas siempre les puede llegar a ayudar.
Make sure to watch the Vasquez siblings compete in the NCAA Diving Championships starting March 9th. Back to you, Leah.
Muchísimas gracias, Kaya. Esto es todo lo que tenemos por hoy. Gracias por ver a Carolina Ahora.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Carolina Ahora UNC. Tune in next Thursday for updates. We hope you all have a fun and safe break.